I'm signing on to his new case.
Oh, we picked up a new case.
He did, Judge.
Mr. Palacio, you're now charged with the new case. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes. On February 5th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a stranded vehicle at the 700 block of North Sam Houston Parkway, and the officer observed a car parked on the shoulder and a driver asleep at the wheel with the engine running and the car in park. The officer knocked on the window to wake up the driver, who woke up and refused to comply with the officer's command and drove the car 6 feet forward. The officer then requested the defendant exit the vehicle. The defendant put the vehicle in park, then drive multiple times before finally exiting the vehicle. The defendant was detained upon exiting the vehicle, and the officer relocated to a gas station where the defendant was observed to be dazed and confused and did not realize he had been asleep at the wheel. The defendant was also unable to communicate where he had.
This is where things start looking really bad for the defendant. Falling asleep behind the wheel with the engine running is already a huge red flag in a DWI case. But the moment the officer reports confusion, failed sobriety tests, and refusal of a sample, the legal risk skyrockets. Question for you watching. Do you think sleeping in a parked car should count as DUI if the engine is still running?
Driver license.
He does have a valid driver's license, Judge, and we did file for the ALR hearing.
And then I see he has a dismissed DWI out of Fort Bend, but no other DWIs.
There's no probable cause in that case.
I'm now ordering you. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I ordered you on your first case not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You've now picked up a DWI. Guess what happens now? I'm revoking your bond.
Judge, I would like to address that. So he does realize that this is a problem at this point, and he has enrolled himself in IOP and does have a meeting this afternoon to do intake for IOP, and I do have that email.
I can't show him preferential treatment. It's on any case here. I ordered not to do something. He did it. Picked up a new case. You're staying with me. And I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you consume alcohol again, I will put you in a rehab facility myself in the jail. And if you respond well to treatment, it's a minimum of 9 months. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm now placing a restriction that you're not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and Casey, I'm now going to probably give him a curfew. In the BMV, was he out in the middle of the night? Alex?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think it was after a bar closed. He was just sleeping in the owner's vehicle.
There's one consistent problem, and there's one thing that centers around every single problem that you have. What is that one problem? Right. You and alcohol do not mix. And I don't know what we need to do to get you to realize that, but I don't know. I hope that this is it. If it's not, it's going to be rather lengthy. Maybe that's it. Is it prison? I don't know. But all of the issues center around one thing. And I hope that you now realize this and do what you need to do. Because if you can't take care of it yourself, I will do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it goes with you. And then when he comes out, or when he does bond out, he's going to have to come back for bond conditions, and then we'll carry it.
Bond conditions today on the non-revoked case, so they'll be active.
Okay.
And then do we want a device other than the ignition interlock?
No, just, what time was,
That time that it took place, it's the only time the officer gave is when they got the blood samples, and that was at 7 a.m. So sometime prior to 7 a.m. But he doesn't say how long before the blood was actually drawn.
what do you think about a curfew?
Judge, if I may, he is active military, so he is And still reporting to that. They're also looking to get him help. He has enrolled himself in IOP, so he does have a job
I
in the
won't
military.
put the curfew, but if he picks up a new case,
I understand. We had a big conversation and he's the one that took it upon himself to realize that this was a problem. And he told me that he was going to use his VA benefits to look into the IOP at this point. So he did send me that email that he is confirmed to begin enrollment in IOP.
okay, so, on the DWI, just pick whatever date you have.
Okay.
When he does bond out, he'll get a 7-day setting. Whenever day that you get, just let Ramona know or Victoria, and then we'll give you that day. Just feel free to email them and then we can carry
Just
them.
put them both on the same
Yeah.
day.
Okay, all right.
I think we addressed Haley's bond.
I was gonna set it at 5,001. That's what I normally do.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys. I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
wanted to make sure that happened.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, Ms. Finn.
I have a quick question for our respected audience. If you were standing in that courtroom, would you take this as a fair second chance? Or a judge already losing patience?
Sorry, Ms. Finn.
I just filed a revoke and raise. He picked up a murder charge. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
This last week. This is the young guy that, he is,
How old is this kid? What happened?
17.
17? He picked up a murder case. What happened?
From my understanding, it was a wheat deal gone wrong.
Oh, I read about this, right?
Yes.
Really?
Okay.
I'm so disappointed, Mr. Jones. I can't tell you how disappointed I am, you know? We've got but one life to live. Just one. You don't get you don't get multiple chances, man. You're not a cat. I'm bringing you out here because we're talking about you, and it's only fair that you hear what's going on. Because you've now picked up the murder case upstairs, the state has asked me your bonds are now set at, on both of your cases, on your assault and your criminal mischief, they're both set at 5,002. They did not give you a PR bond on those cases, and the state has asked me to revoke and raise those cases because you are a danger to our public. You've not made bond on those cases, so I'm going to deny their request to revoke and raise your bond. But I'm going to tell you now that I don't know if you're going to get out because your bond is set at $250,000 upstairs. But if you do, I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you absolute home confinement, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you understand? And you will have a GPS monitor, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, anything else?
No, Judge. Not from the scene.
And I guess just keep me in the loop what happens upstairs, you know, if they do anything with the bonds, just keep me in the loop so we can kind of stay close. The other thing is that thing's going to take a while to play out. And I mean, I'm not going to hold it for 2 years for it to play out upstairs. So let's try to find some kind of resolution so we can, you know, they can worry about it upstairs and then we can just, okay?
yes, sir.
I'll obviously give you a sufficient time. Is discovery complete? Because these cases are from November. They're old.
We're still waiting on body cam, dash.
I mean, that's not good. I mean, wait a second.
November. It's H.
Were they, I guess they may have been 2Bs though. Let me see if that's right. Because if there were 2Bs, then
Actually, Judge, it looks like we have all of the body cam. It just wasn't complete. We have the 911 calls.
oh, so you've got discovery's complete.
It looks
Okay.
like it, yes, Judge.
Do you have you given offers on both of the cases?
I have not, Judge, but I'll take a look on his,
There was an offer, but it's been
There-
rejected.
there was-
Canceled out that offer, that offer.
we had offered a 13-month deferred. I revoked it, obviously, with the new law violation.
Sure.
So I'm probably just gonna check his credit and put a jail time offer.
Okay, so I'll give you some time, take a look, speak with Mr. Jones, what he wants to do. The cases are kind of old, so when we come back the next time, you must accept the offer from the state. Otherwise, I'm going to set your cases for trial here. You understand? Okay, man.
But Judge, in all honesty, I can let him know right now, considering that he has a murder case, I would be reluctant to plead him guilty to an assault case because that could be used in punishment. He's in enough trouble. We may as well set for trial if there's not going to be a dismissal on this case.
I'll speak to the felony. I mean,
Sure.
the murder was just filed a couple of days ago, so I'll speak to the felony, see what the CW wants on the assault.
So let's set it a week
And
out.
look at it.
Talk to felony,
Yes,
see
Judge.
what they want. In a week, we can set it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Okay. All right. Good
I
luck,
have
guys.
second a quick question for our respected audience. In a case this serious, is the judge being cautious? Or is the system reacting only after it's too late?
All right. Good luck, guys. Does he have any prior DWIs, Alex? Do you know if he has any prior DWIs? Okay.
No, Judge. I'll run his full NCIC if you'd like.
Please,
Yes,
you
Judge.
need to understand that DWIs are big business in Texas, you know? Watch the news. Every single day someone dies from a DWI. That's why they have made the penalty so darn severe. A third DWI, you're looking at prison up to minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. What you're doing is you're pleading guilty to this offense. The DWI is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. And what you need to understand is that whenever you get pulled over now in the future, first thing an officer does is they're going to look at your record. If they see that you have a prior DWI, a prior PCS, and they come up to you and they smell alcohol, they smell any kind of funky smell, what do you think they're going to do?
Take me out of the car.
No, not just take you out of the car.
Take me to jail.
Probably so. You know, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I were you, even if you have had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car. It's a humongous risk that you're taking. You understand? What you have worked out is 180 days in jail to be probated for 1 year. As part of the conditions for you to complete this probation successfully, you must do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. You must also do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. They assess other conditions like, supportive outpatient treatment, intensive outpatient treatment. You must also fulfill those as well. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, no breath test refusal. What that means is that if you're pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. If you don't do it, you're in violation. If you violate this, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out. We're going to talk if you violated your probation. If you do, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
And so it would also be a minimum 30 days, and we discussed that. On this case, so it would be a 30-day minimum.
Is he here?
So he's doing 30 days as a condition.
Sorry, we're pleading to,
Thank you to the enhancement.
pleading to the.
Say it again?
Thank you to the enhancement.
Oh, I see. Right.
No prior. He is aware that it would be 30 days minimum.
Right. So if you are revoked, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. That's what they're trying to allude to. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't see the enhancement on here, so let me see. Is it true or untrue that you had a Class A misdemeanor theft in 2018?
It's true.
It's true, the enhancement. All right. You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, you are stuck with this until you complete it successfully or you get revoked. Do you understand?
Sir.
You still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the office of driving while intoxicated?
Your Honor.
I will find you guilty. I'm going to send it you to the agreement. Does this also take care of the case upstairs?
Which would be dismissed in the case of description.
They're going to dismiss the felony case upstairs. This is a great deal for you because anytime you can avoid a felony, you're winning. But you have to understand that there's only so many times, that they're going to do this where they're going to dump one in exchange for the other, especially a felony offense. It doesn't happen over and over.
Understand.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I want you to understand one more thing that, as I said earlier, DWI is big business. There is a $3,000 surcharge that we normally apply to cases like this. This is your first offense. I will waive your fee now. But if you pick up another DWI, it is a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. So you can imagine how much time you'd be doing if you pick up another DWI. You understand? We all make mistakes. But the idea is that you don't continue to endanger other lives by making these stupid mistakes. Get a clue. Good luck to you, Mr. Drew. All right. Thanks, Josh.
Judge, approaching on Jeremy Frazier's, he's on the jail docket.
Okay.
He has a felony pending that's on the docket for tomorrow for retaliation out of the same incident. He has not received any bond conditions yet. The complaining witness, we verified that she's moved out of the location, his house, which is what was on the protective order. The protective order, I think they're modifying to delete the address restriction
Okay.
and whatever bond conditions.
He's not made bond yet. Yeah, he's not made bond yet though, right?
No, his family's made bond. They posted the bond. They paid the bond. The bonding company hasn't posted the bond because the court date hadn't changed from today yet. He's going to make bond this afternoon.
I got it.
They're
Okay.
going to post the bond this afternoon.
So, guys, do you mind, he's here, right?
He is
Do you
here.
mind bringing up Mr. Frazier, please? So tell me who's the complaining witness in our assault case, if you don't mind,
The
please.
complaining witness is his girlfriend, Judge.
Are we still no contact with this person?
No contact, no weapons.
Okay. So your lawyer's asking for me to modify conditions of your bond.
What's up?
There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. So that protective order is still in place. The only thing I'm changing is I'm taking off the residential restriction so that you can go back to this house.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Everything else sticks. So
Roger that.
no weapons, no contact with this person. Do not pick up any new cases and just behave yourself.
Roger that.
You know what I mean? It's not hard, right?
What's up?
Okay, do you mind printing me out a copy? please? The MOAB on Mr. Frazier so we can modify. The only other thing I'm gonna ask you to do is, it appears from what Carl has told me that your family is going to pony up the money for you to get out.
Yes, sir.
You gotta comply with the conditions of whatever bonding company that they're doing, because if you don't, they'll surrender the bond and a warrant is gonna issue. You also need to remain in contact with Carl, because if Carl tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging and you pick up any case, I'm gonna revoke the bond. You understand?
I know you don't play, Judge. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, right? Okay, so I think we're good. We'll have you put back. I'll give you a copy of the amended order for protection, and then after that, you're good to go. All right. Good luck, Mr. Frazier.
The bond conditions also, or just a protective order.
Well, yeah, we'll have to make sure that the bond conditions is so that,
Locally reflected. All right, thank you, Judge.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Carl. Good morning, Mr. Black.
Morning.
So your lawyer is asking me to set you a bond. I don't know.